It Chapter 2. Basically, it's the sequel to the first It movie based on the best-selling book by Stephen King. Basically, what it's about, the kids come back, but they're full-grown adults, and they're coming back to kill the clown. That's essentially it. Just so you guys know, I was never a big fan of the first movie. I'm not afraid of clowns, so this movie did not really scare me. The first movie had a couple of legitimately creepy moments, like that painting coming to life. Ugh. Other than that, I just always found the clown to be kind of goofy, honestly. Maybe because I have the original one where it was Tim Curry playing the clown. That was funny as hell. This movie did not scare me at all. The only Stephen King movie that really scared me was The Shining, even though Stephen King hates that version. Well, let's get into the good. I'm just going to be blunt with you. Bill Hader as the older version of Richie is the best part of the entire movie. I mean, he was funny, he had all the good one-liners. When he was serious, he was serious. I think he was the only one that was actually having fun while filming this movie. Everyone else was just being so serious, trying to get really intense. And I'm like, Bill Hader's the one who's good in the movie. Not to say that James McAvoy and Jessica Chastain are not good in this movie. They are good in this movie. One good thing I liked in the movie, and this is actually really clever. So, quick backstory. In the book, Eddie the hypochondriac, when he's an adult, he ends up marrying a woman just like his mother. And in this movie, what they do is the woman playing his wife is the same actress who played his mom in the first movie. So I was like, oh, he actually did marry his mom. That's really clever of them. I actually really like that. Nice going, guys. The scares in this movie, none of them were really that scary. Honestly, the decaying old woman was actually scarier in the original TV series, honestly. Maybe because it was practical effects and wasn't a really weird, clearly fake ghost-looking thing. There actually was a scene in this movie that was kind of hard to watch. It was the opening scene. Basically what happens is there's a gay couple in the beginning of this movie at a carnival. One of them is from the town and the other is an outsider. But they get attacked by these, by these rednecks. But they're very, caricature-looking rednecks, like the kind you would expect to see in, well, a B-grade horror movie. Then they just go and dump them off into the river. The clown picks him up, his boyfriend sees the clown helping him, then he watches as the clown kills him. That was actually pretty scary, I'll give the movie that. The Stephen King cameo was pretty cool. It's a little quick cameo. If you know what Stephen King looks like, it's like, oh, Stephen King. Again, James McAvoy, Jessica Chastain, and the others who are the adult versions of the kids, they're pretty good. James McAvoy is always a good actor. Jessica Chastain's a great actress. Isaiah Mustafa, it's weird seeing him in anything else because I just got Old Spice guy in my head. And now for the bad. And this is something that's just confusing me throughout the entire movie. It was funny. I shouldn't have been laughing as much as I did in a horror movie. Watching it, I'm just like, is this supposed to be funny? I can't tell. Because it's not scary. At least to me, it wasn't scary. I feel like it doesn't know what it wants to be. Sometimes it's trying to be really scary, sometimes it's funny, but most of the time, it's Evil Dead 2. There's even a scene in this movie that looks just like a scene in Evil Dead 2. And Evil Dead 2 is supposed to be funny and scary. Halfway through this movie, I expected to see Bruce Campbell come out with a chainsaw for a hand just going, groovy. That would have been actually entertaining. See Bruce Campbell come out in this movie. And the other thing I don't like, it's how they defeat the clown in the very end. So they do this whole Native American ritual that supposedly stopped the clown way in the past. Find out it doesn't work, and then they figure out, what's a good way to make him feel small? What do? They make fun of him. All they do to a giant clown with spider legs and these weird-ass little stingers for hands, they make fun of him. Is that really all it took to defeat this clown? Make fun of him? They keep badmouthing him. He's like, I am the devourer of worlds. You're a stupid clown. You're nothing. Until they take his heart out and crush it. That's how they kill it. You make fun of it? That's the way to kill this thing? I don't know. It felt stupid. There are scenes in which there are flashbacks to when they were kids, and I'm guessing they filmed these scenes around the same time they were filming the first movie, because the kids looked exactly the same as they did in the first movie. So I'm assuming they filmed those scenes at the same time. That being said, the flashback to when they were kids scenes they feel more like deleted scenes of the movie that belong in like a DVD bonus feature. They didn't really feel like they fit in the movie all that much. On a side note, I'm not going to diss Bill Skarsgård as Pennywise because he has been doing his own thing as the clown. He's not trying to be Tim Curry, he's just trying to do his own thing. In that regard, he's good. That's the only thing I don't like about this clown is he's trying too hard to be scary. To the point where there's actually a scene in which a little girl is like,
"You're creepy and you're a stranger. I'm gonna go now."
And she walks away. Obviously, he finds a way to trick her into coming towards him. For a second there, I was like, smart kid. Stay away from the clown. So yeah, taking all that into account and taking into account that this is not the scariest movie I've ever seen. In fact, it didn't really leave me unnerved. I'm going to give this movie a solid 5 out of 10 stars. I don't think it's as good as the first movie. Then again, I wasn't really a huge fan of the first movie. But everyone acted well enough. Bill Hader was good in the movie. They had a couple of really clever moments, and that opening scene was legitimately, uneasy to watch. But if you want my recommendation on horror movies that actually scared the ever-loving crap out of me, I recommend you see 1, Hereditary with Toni Collette, who was so snubbed for an Oscar, and Ju-on the Grudge. I mean the original one, the Japanese one. That one was so scary. I mean, I couldn't sleep for a week. So there you have it, then there's my review of It Chapter 2. Sorry people, I didn't like the movie. I'm not afraid of clowns, and I'm not afraid of this movie. Let me know in the comments down below what you thought of the movie. You can tell me if I'm wrong or not. All up to you. If you like what you've seen here, go ahead and subscribe. Ring the bell icon so you can know when I put out another video in the future. As always, in the description box are links to my Twitter and Instagram accounts. You can find me there. Other than that, peace be with y'all. Have a nice day, and I'll see you next time.
Y'all float down here.
Shut up.